Hi guys, welcome to Michelin King live on YouTube. Hope that you're all doing well and you are preparing for the holidays that are coming up. So, a couple of things to go over in this video. Some of them quite important because we are getting to that time of year where there are some nice, interesting waxes coming out, and it's just going to be, are you going to be able to get one this year, basically? So, let's start off at the very top, bespoke car wax. So this is something that we've added to the website recently. What I'll do is I'll grab the link as always and we'll put it in the comment section. Hi Shaq Traps, how you doing? So basically the bespoke car wax, this is the most obvious one to start out with. It's probably one of our best waxes. Hi John, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. So what you can do with this wax is you can choose a variety of different options for it. So you can choose things like colour, you can choose the fragrance, and you can choose some of the looks as well. I think from memory you get to choose 3. So you might go for, at this time of year, you might go for longevity, you might also go for gloss, and then you might go for depth as well. The benefit or the bonus to this is you also get 10 complimentary liquids with it. It comes, the liquids actually come in their own case. If you, I should put screen sharing on, but if you visit the website, you'll see the kit that you get. And then the wax itself actually comes in a small case as well. So you get 2 cases with this. So really good piece of kit. Much more favourable price-wise than you would think, just simply because we are making more of these bespoke waxes than we have, and it certainly will be a core product of us going into the new year as well. So we want to make it a price where people can enjoy it as well, and more people have them. One of the things I would say is every recipe that we make gets signed off, so it wouldn't be replicated again, unless, of course, we've not had this yet, but just to plan this, just in case a customer asks it to get it made for a brother, or, you know, if somebody, I don't know, they maybe have it for a YouTube card or something like that, and they want other people to try and to get this wax as well, and it will go in general sale, but typically speaking, the wax is written off. So once we make the wax, the recipes is noted down and it's basically put to one side, so it would never be replicated again. So if you buy this wax, you won't essentially, you know, somebody in the States won't have the same one or whatever. So make sure that it is quite exclusive. Next wax, talking about exclusive, is Elixir. So Elixir is a wax that I've been working on for quite some time, probably since early November, I would say, round about Black Friday time. I'll just paste this again. So what Elixir does is it uses some of the oils that of the luxury waxes, so the likes of Ranach and Elegance, that type of thing. So it actually uses some of these oils, but we're bringing it in at the core wax. So we're bringing it in roughly where December Solstice and Octane would sit. It's a phenomenal wax. The oil in itself, or one of the oils rather that I use, is 5 times the cost of what would normally go into a core wax, or the normal price of an oil for a core wax. So 5 times the price. Luckily, you're not paying 5 times the price for a core wax, but just to give it a place in your head, so to speak, to work out, you know, where does this sit in the range. So you're looking at, we're actually drawing down from the luxury range rather than coming up from the core on this one. So it's more in keeping with the luxury stuff than it is the core. So again, it's a really good wax. I think this one, yeah, because we've brought out a few recently at different levels in the company. So the Elixir 200ml, we'll only be making 12 of them per year, so it's very, very limited, and it's already been quite popular as well. So it's definitely worth a look. Right, next two. We'll just keep it to 4. We've obviously brought out the Mark waxes as well. We've reblended them, but I've covered that in another video, and I don't want to bombard everyone with lots of new stuff. So Regal follows on from, we had a wax out for a very short period of time called Monarch, and it was a big hit. And we do get asked quite frequently about the T1 percentage content of the wax. And I've always really tried to steer the conversation in the other direction. However, with Regal, I thought, why don't I just essentially give you exactly what you're emailing or phoning or, whatever way it is that you've got in touch. So in this one, we've made quite a high T1 content. The funny thing with this wax is people were quite surprised at the price, which in a roundabout way is quite a good thing. So this is a 66% T1 wax, and it's £74. Now, obviously, that's more than the waxes like Prototype and such like. However, it's a lot less than what you would expect at that kind of T1 content. And really what it's to do is to allow you guys and girls to see that just because it's a high T1 doesn't mean it's a high price point. The reason that our waxes are that you go up the range is solely due to the oils. Sorry, there's a conversation going on outside the office door. We need better insulation. So that wax in itself, it's a high T1 content. It's a wax that I would urge everyone that's a Carnauba wax enthusiast to buy, because you'll be absolutely amazed at the quality of the product. And again, going back to that, the reason, if we were to put in very expensive or exclusive oils into this, the price would start to rise. So you'd be starting to enter the luxury end. But with this, I purposely chose to keep the T1 high, but use oils that would circulate round about the mid-range of the core wax. But the result is very impressive, because we have used other waxes in there as well, just to make it a usable. Sorry, this Ring doorbell's going off like mad. Just to make it a very usable wax, because just because it's a high T1 content doesn't mean it's a super hard wax. On the same sentence, I would say it is harder than most of the other waxes within our range, just simply because there is a higher T1 content. So again, this is also in 50ml. So if you do fancy 50ml, £24.99, 200ml, £74. Either or, I would hedge my bets that most of you that buy this wax, it'll turn into more of a daily user, because it's like being able to wear your best suit or your best pair of shoes every day, but you've paid a third of the price for it. I mean, it's a wax that it's a really good wax for what you're paying. A really, really good. Bearing in mind, there's a lot of products. Yeah, it's a really good wax for what you're getting. We'll leave it at that. So next one, Prototype wax of the year so far. We brought this out. It was actually to replace RPM. As you know, I'll put the link in the description there. As you know, with the waxes, we don't like to let them sit on the website for too long. We like to give you guys new stuff, interesting stuff to use, something different as well. Prototype really goes all the way back to complete basics. Yeah, well, Monarch, that's the Shaq actually has got owns Monarch. Monarch's a phenomenal wax, and if you like Regal, Regal's actually about £20 less than Monarch, but it's got a higher T1 content, and nicer oils in there as well. So I would say that if you like Monarch, you'll absolutely love Regal, because you feel like your wallet's a wee bit fuller as well at the end of it. Right, so on to prototype number 1. We did start off with 2 prototypes. We had prototype number 1 and prototype number 2, and we were going to actually put them up against one another on the website and then just choose one. We only got as far as uploading prototype 1, and it flew off the shelf. If you've got any questions around, just ask away. It's always good to get a wee bit of interaction and just ad hoc as we're going along. And it absolutely flew off the shelves in its first week, and it's never really slowed down since then. We had a customer phone this morning actually, from a company that we work with called Detailing World, and he'd said he noticed the reviews on there and such, like, wanted to give it a go. Now, prototype 200ml is £34.99, so it's within everyone's budget. It's the difference is there are no silicons in prototype 1. We don't put any colorants in prototype 1, and we don't fragrance it either. So it's completely, in terms of pure wax, it's a pure wax product. And again, I would urge that if you are, into your detailing, if you're enthusiastic about your car at all, prototype 1, you cannot go wrong with it. You're not going to dislike the fragrance, you're not going to dislike the colour, you're not going to dislike the fact that it's got silicons, because it doesn't have any of that stuff. And as I said, at £34.99, you're just not going to be able. I think you'll be really surprised at just how good this wax is. It's got a relatively high T1 content as well. One of our customers was quite surprised when they'd asked. So it's a 50% T1 that's in this, so it's quite high, bearing in mind it's only £34.99. So it's quite a high content. But that's it. It was just really, one last one. We'll squeeze this in, is Alaska. So we have one last wax to cover. Alaska is our winter wax. So it's, what it will do is it will give you great protection at this time of the year. It's very easy to use at this time of the year, just because of the oils and the waxes and things that I've decided to use in this one. Obviously, we make all of these waxes in-house. If you've not caught up on the videos or whatever, we've moved to a new factory recently, and we've got a dedicated space. It's still, the factory's still under some slight decoration at the moment, but in terms of, we are now making the majority of these waxes here, rather than we have another site out near Stirling, where we also make, so the waxes are still made by Michelin King. It's just another member of staff is based out there as well. So the Alaska, essentially, you're looking at a really glossy winter car wax. The thing that really draws me to this is the label. I really, really like the label design on this. Every Alaska wax is signed, and I think, dated and numbered as well. So signed, dated and numbered. It's just an all-round good wax, and this wax is slightly more expensive than the prototype, but there's more to it, slightly more complicated blend, just as easy to use, right enough, but it's just a different blend. So this one is £50, and obviously come tail end of January, then Alaska gets pulled off the website, so it's not available to purchase. We always do that with our winter products, so they actually come off. They're not available on the website year round. So, I would urge you at the moment, don't hold off. If there is something that you see on the website and it's geared more towards our winter. Obviously, some of the waxes that we mentioned there, such as Alexa, that are only 12 of them available, and they'll sell out before Christmas, I would imagine. Regal, again, that will be replaced as well. So Regal's just it's not a core wax, so to speak. It's just one that we brought out because it was 60 odd percent T1. So again, that will be one that gets pulled off. So we do, and there are some waxes that never make the website as well. So there are waxes that we release on our newsletter. So if you're not signed up for the newsletter, make sure you do that. There are some waxes that we'll put on the newsletter, maybe a run of 10, and they'll sell out even before they hit the website. There are other waxes, like in the past we made a Detailing World web wax, so majority of them sold out as well. So yeah, well, it's a good time just now because we do have a decent discount on the products. And I would just, as I said, I would just urge you, because if we do, for instance, sell out of Alaska, or we do sell out of Alexa, they won't be back on the website next year. It would just be a case that it's an automatic thing. So we've got a code in place that once the product hits 0, it actually comes off the website automatically, because the website's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll see a notification that says prototype 1 sold out, that type of thing. Obviously, the likes of prototype will stay on until such time that I decide to tweak or play around with it. But if you've not got any of these waxes just now, definitely have a look, and hopefully something takes you back. Take care, guys. Bye bye.